first, I need to get to some very, very serious news this evening, and that deals with the latest developments on Kellogg Brown Root and the fact that they were given the government contract to build the FEMA camps, the latest round of FEMA camps that were built in 2006, the $380+ million just to build those new camps. Well, even though we had phone numbers, emails, it was a public contract that they got, people didn't believe it. No mainstream media picked up our story. And every day, mainstream media follows our lead and picks up reports that we break. And we're a credible news organization, and everybody knows that. But this is something that was totally blacked out. Now, thanks to listeners pointing it out, on the official federal government contract website, they have the National Responder Support Camp that deals with concertina wire, blockades, jails, the whole 9 yards. We have from back in May of this year, where the federal government quietly went out and put out the bid not to build more camps, but to prepare on a 72-hour notice, man the camps all over the United States. And of course, they're getting ready for rioting and passing laws, use the military domestically on citizens and have us disappear and torture us and censor the internet. It's all happening. Those of you that said that it wasn't happening, it's all happening. And so now we don't just have the overall umbrella contractor, Kellogg Brown Root of Halliburton, going and getting subcontractors to be paid around the clock to be standing by to fully deploy at the camps. But now we have the federal government from back in May when they went and originally went to get the general contract. So there it is, fedbizopps.gov. You can go there and you can look at HSFEHQ-10-R-0027, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, Homeland Security, the foreign banking receivership arm to destroy states' rights and national sovereignty, and you can read what they need, what they're asking for, the preparations that they are gearing up for, and you can see the groups that filed for it: Critical Response Networks, LLC, Safety Temps, Ltd., Wamban Group, LLC, First Choice Financial Group, LLC, and you see here who filed also, a for-profit organization, and you can see all the different contracts that they're requesting to carry out different functions at the camp, and some of these are for security and jail personnel. They've been hiring also internment specialists at a breakneck speed, both civilian and Army, as well as Marine. And there it is, Kellogg Brown Root Services, and it's Clinton Drive, Houston, Texas. Yeah, I've driven by that. So there you have it. Oh, that's interesting. The lead singer of The Doors is running it, Jim Morrison. and the media, you can call that number. You can call Mr. Jim Morrison. You can email him, but no one will report on this. And ask what the Emergency Camp Gear Up is for. We have the Emergency Centers Act. We have the Military Commissions Act. We have the Civilian Inmate Labor Camp Act. We have all these admissions that, for hurricanes, tornadoes, disasters, civil unrest, economic collapse, they admit that it's also for political reasons, just like with the Japanese. The head of the big national American Japanese group has been on this show and gone public with their concerns about all this. But no, quote, mainstream media, that means big corporate New World Order owned liars, have touched this. And we need to have our listeners contact them, contact radio hosts across the country, and say, hey, do you think this is important? Do you think that this is a issue? Because some people are living in denial about this, kind of like there's denial going on with the NDAA that a month ago we began to report on. People said, look, it doesn't affect U.S. citizens because this subsection says so. It was written deceptively, as Congressman Paul and others have said. But then in another section, it says, unless we say so. And then in about a week or two into that, about 2 weeks ago, the authors of it, Senator Carl Levin, Lindsey Graham, McCain, they all got asked about it, and they said, yeah, it's for citizens. We'll lock you up, you'll never be seen again. And then the president had his spokesman say, oh, he's against this. And then Levin had to come out. We played the clip like 4 times. We'll play it again here in a minute. And say, no, the president asked us to do this. Okay? And then the president said he wasn't going to sign it, or his surrogates did, and now he's saying he's going to sign it any day now. Obama's U-turn on definite detention bill, a historic tragedy for the Bill of Rights. And that's gotten wide coverage. But I thought that I would go ahead and get into the NDAA secret torture provision. Now, you've heard me mention that it's the Inde Posse Comitatus. Troops can operate anywhere in the U.S. and worldwide. It's a declaration of war against everybody and just a blank check. And it transfers all that power directly to the president. So the Congress becomes more and more ceremonial or vestigial, just like in the days of Rome, as the Caesars took more power during that decline.